Okay, part 2. We are in figuring out the last part of this question we started before in part 1. So how many students do not play lacrosse than students who do? So we've got the do play and the do not play. Those are my parts. I'm going to have to go back to this important information. So we want to know how many people do play, and we were told that. We need to know how many people do not play, and we figured that out right over here. So we know that 19 people do not play, and they want us to tell how many more. So that means we need to find the difference. As soon as we go to how many more, or how many less, or how many fewer, or how many greater, or how much cheaper, it's a difference. So that's what we need to find, what our difference is. So whenever you need to find difference, it's always going to be a subtract problem whenever we need to find the difference. And remember, big number always goes first. So my difference is 6. So I'm kind of running out of space to write that answer. So my question said, how many more students do not play? 6 more students do not play. And I'm sure you would have enough room for that on your paper, but you have to make sure to put a sentence. Okay, awesome. Here comes the next one. This is about Rick. Rick's got some cards. So I'm going to ask you to pause it and figure it out, and then we'll come back and see how you did. Okay, we're back. So Rick bought 8 hockey cards and 10 baseball cards. He gave away 3. How many cards did he buy altogether? Okay, so I need to know hockey cards, baseball cards. Do you have to write out the whole word? No, as long as you know what it means, it's great. So he's got 8 hockey cards and 10 baseball cards. How many cards did he buy altogether? I don't need to know that piece of information. So how many did he buy altogether? So I'm looking for a total. So total means it's the answer to, it's a big number because I'm adding things together. So that means I have to add those together. So in total, he has 18 cards. So Rick has 18 cards. Now the question says, using all this information, how many cards does he have left? So this would be cards he kept, and gave away. So we know his total number of cards. It's 18, right? We know how many he gave away, which is 3. We have to figure out how many did he keep or have left. So we know the total, so we have our big number. That means we're going to subtract. So 8 take away 3 is 5, and we have our 1. So Rick has 15 cards left. I hope that you were able to see that and figure that out. Okay, this last one, it's a bonus question, so this might be a little tougher, so let's see what we can do. So I'm going to ask you to pause it and see if you can figure it out, and then come back and we'll see how you did. Okay, we're back. So the population of PEI, Prince Edward Island, in 1861 was 80,857 people. In 2016, the population of Prince Edward Island was 142,907 people. How many years have passed between the two dates? So I know my two dates. I'm going to put them right here. These are my 2 dates. And I want to know how much has passed in between them. So I'm not looking for the total of those 2. I'm looking for the difference. So I don't know what the difference is. And whenever I need the difference, I always have to, you got it, subtract. And I always subtract the big number first. Always put that big number first. So I'm going to subtract. 61. 6 minus 1 is 5. 1 minus 6 I cannot do. Can't take away from that, so I'm going to cross those out, and that becomes a 19. Now I can make that 11. 11 minus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is a 5. 9 take away 1 is, 9 take away 8 is 1, and okay. So x equals 155 years. So how much time has passed? 155 years have passed. Woo! Woo! Okay, next part of that question. How much did the population grow in that time? Oh, how much? Oh boy, I bet you I'm going to be looking for a difference. Okay, so my parts are the 1861 and the 2016. In 1861, I had a number of 80,857, and this year I had a number of 142,907. So I need to know the difference, and because I'm looking for the difference, that means I have to subtract. So I'm just going to start right away by putting these two on top of each other, because I know I'm going to have to do that anyway. 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 minus 5 does not work. That becomes an 8. That becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 8 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. I can't do that. So 14 minus 8 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6. So my population grew by 62,050. So the population grew by 62,050 people. Ta-da! We are done. Awesome. I hope that you were able to get those right as well. So today we have story problems that we're going to figure out. And if you need it, make these charts. Make them. Don't say, oh, it's too much work. If it helps, do it. Don't be stubborn. The world's tallest tree is about 116 meters tall. The Horseshoe Falls at Niagara Falls is about 51 meters tall. How much taller is the tallest tree than Horseshoe Falls? How much taller? Key there. 3 says solve the problem. Use your answer from part 1 here for part 2. Just like we needed to know when we did that with Rick, we had to know the answer from this question in order to solve this one. So Tom bought 9 hockey cards and 6 baseball cards. How many cards did he buy altogether? There's an altogether, there's a clue. Tom gave away 5 cards. How many does he have left? You need to know how many he has altogether in order to figure that out. There are 24 players on a hockey team. 15 of them are new to the team. How many players are not new to the team? Figure that out. And then how many more new players are there than not new players on the team? So you need to get your answer here before you can figure this one out. Next one, it's solve the 2-step problem. So there are 2 steps you need to do in order to figure out the problem. Just like here, you had to figure out 2 things and we made them separate. You're going to have to figure out 2 things down here too. Sarah bought 8 red jelly beans and 5 white jelly beans. She ate 4 of them. How many jelly beans does she have left? So I probably would think you need to figure out how many jelly beans she has before you can answer that. Marco downloaded 7 songs. He downloaded 3 more songs than movies. How many songs and movies did he download altogether? You're going to have to do 2 things. Figure out 2 things in order to do that. Ray had $32. He bought a book, magazine, and scissors below. How much money does he have left? So we're going to have to figure out, he bought all these things. How much do these things cost? Okay, away you go. Ivan invited 10 friends from school and 8 friends from camp to his birthday party. How many more friends from school than friends from camp were supposed to be at the party? Figure that out. 2 friends from school and 3 friends from camp could not come to the party. How many friends were at the party? We could figure that out. Were there more friends from school or more friends from camp at the party? And how many more? So you've got lots of things to be figuring out. And then the last question, the table shows the number of cars arriving at the train station parking lot. No cars leave the lot in the morning. So here's your information. How many cars were parked in the lot at 7 a.m.? You're going to need this information. How many cars are parked in the lot at 8 a.m.? There are 1,008 spaces in total in the lot. How many are still available at 8 o'clock? Okay, so that's lots of interesting math questions for you to figure out. So it's just this one page. You're going to have to put it all on paper to figure it out. So make sure you send those papers to Mrs. Hickey or I. If you are in trouble, always email or ask to meet on Zoom. Have a wonderful day solving these math problems today.